Good morning, BattleBorners, how you're doing out there? So, our character guide for today is going to be THORN. So, THORN is a agile sniper and she is quite an advanced character to play. So, agile, very fast, sniper, very damaging, advanced. It's going to take you 3 or 4 rounds to actually learn her, how to use her properly and all of her abilities. She is a very useful character, however, so it is definitely worth taking the time to actually figure out how to use her properly. So, skill 1 is volley. She shoots out 5 arrows which deal damage, but they also bounce off things and can come back and hit people a second time, which is really useful, and it can do huge amounts of damage to a team if they're all lined up being stupid, because this can actually tear through people, bounce off the wall and come back and tear them another one. Really useful skill. Skill 2 is Blight. This summons a field of corruption for 6 seconds. Anyone caught in it will take damage every half a second, and it is really useful for taking people down, blocking off certain areas for a couple of seconds. And later on in the Helix you can actually buff this skill to actually curse people, which I'll go into in a minute, which is really useful. Her ultimate, Wrath of the Wild. So after a brief charging period, hurls a massive energy bomb that explodes. Does a significant amount of damage, and the area of effect is huge, so it can target and tag a lot of different people all at the same time, so definitely worth getting to grips with this one. So going into a curse, so every time you shoot with a charged arrow, or later on in the Helix with one of the skills which actually makes an arrow curse, it does additional damage to a person. Really useful, especially if you can buff up your skills a little bit, because you can do a huge amount of damage very quickly. 25% additional damage to cursed targets is a huge damage boost. So going into a Helix quickly. So like most characters, you can just buff her skills or her default attacks. Now with THORN, I would probably say you're better off buffing her skills rather than her default attacks. Her skills are far more beneficial than her default attacks, and they can actually cause a lot more damage. So definitely go down the area of buffing up your volley and your blight, and just see which one you get on better with. Generally I get on better with volley, so I try and steer down that tree. So what I'm going to do now, just like every other character, I'm going to jump into a game. I'm going to show you a little bit of gameplay footage with THORN and we'll see how we get on.